Hey, what's up? Nasir Malik here. Welcome to another IoT tutorial. We're going to be doing this tutorial. It's similar to my previous tutorial I did a while back. That was using Pi 3 controlled by Alexa, using controlling a single channel relay. So this time we're going to be doing the same thing. Instead of doing single channel relay, we're going to be doing dual channel relay. But we will be doing that using Google Mini. So let's get started. The first thing I want to thank these guys, DFROBOT. Check them out. They hooked me up with the Raspberry Pi to do this tutorial. So thank you very much. And the one thing is that they do run specials on monthly basis. I believe you got to check them out. $29.95 is pretty good deal for the Pi. So I have a few other things that sent me, a camera and the LCD display for the Pi. I'm working on a tutorial. I'll be doing that in the future. But for now, I'm going to be using this Raspberry Pi that I got from them. So let me get back to the tutorial. So in the tutorial, these are the components we're going to need. We're going to need micro SD card, Pi 3, some breadboard wires, female to female, a dual channel relay, micro USB cable, Google Mini, and the SD card reader. So here are some of the things you need to prepare for this tutorial. You need to download and install RASPBIAN on Pi and upgrade and update it. If you guys are new to this, you can watch my tutorial 3. I will include the tutorial link in the description below. So you need to download and run ngrok program, and this is a kind of reverse proxy, so circumvent your firewall instead of going into your router, opening up the ports. So if you run this, you don't have to do that. But there is a drawback using this, the free version, because every time start and stop it changes the URL, so it's kind of pain in the neck. But I will be in the future doing the tutorial doing the Heroku app, which you don't need to do that, and it's already set up. Next, download and run IoT Python program from the GitHub. Create if templates. Control Pi 3 attached relay with voice command from Google Mini. So before we even get started doing anything, make sure you have your Pi set up. I try to make this tutorial easy for beginners because they have a lot of questions and they're struggling with basics and stuff. So I made it so they don't have to manually execute each step with it. So for people who are familiar with it, they can follow whatever path they want. They can manually go and execute these commands. But I wrote a little script that makes it much easier for you to set up your Pi. So first, what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and open up your browser on your Pi. I'm VNCing into the Pi. It's already set up. I think I'm running the latest version, the stretch. So this should work with pretty much with all the versions out there. So I'm going to open up the file browser, and then I'm going to go to GitHub site right here, and I'm gonna go, and by the way, I have a bunch of other codes to work with, the Alexa, ESP8266 and stuff. You could check it out. So you go to this project, IoT Pi 3 Google Home Mini Automation, and here this is what you need to copy the code from. This is this path. You can manually actually execute them, or you can run this script, and it makes it much easier for beginners. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this and go back to the Pi. I'll include the link in the description. You should have this. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to paste this, and it's very simple step to set it up. So basically you go into Pi and you create empty file. So you right click onto your file explorer, create new empty file, and you give it a name, whatever name you want. I'm just gonna use this the same name as this tutorial setup, and I'm going to say okay. So creates an empty file here. So as you can see, the file is just a basic text file. Right click it, text editor, I'm going to click on it, and it's open an empty file. Basically you copy all of this text and paste it, and you click, and it'll ask you want to save it. You said yes. So basically what this is a script. So what this script does is you can actually read the steps here. It's going to make a directory, netmedias. It's going to go into that directory. It's going to grab the tutorial code from the GitHub. It's going to unzip it. Then it's going to go into that directory, and then it's going to download the ngrok, the ARM version, Linux ARM version. This is what you need. You can manually go and download that from here, from the ngrok website itself, and you can download this Linux ARM version. But I made a little script so you don't have to go through all these manual steps, and it'll unzip it. So we're done here. So to set up your Pi to be able to actually have everything running, you just create this file with the script and save it. You just double click it. I'm sorry, before you double clicking, you need to make sure you set the permissions. So right click the file, go to properties, permissions, and it should say it says execute nobody, so just change that to only owner. So that means you created the file, you should be able to execute it and say okay. This step is important, otherwise you won't be able to execute it. So now if you double click this script file, it's going to give you this dialog box, and you only select execute. So as soon as you do that, it did all of those steps that you're supposed to do manually, taking a while. It automatically set it up for you. So it copied the GitHub code and unzip it, and it downloaded ngrok and it unzipped it, and everything is set up. So from here you only need to start your scripts. That's all you have to do. It saves a lot of time. So what I'm going to do is, this step I left it manual so you know how to start and stop these services. So I'm going to open up two windows, shell windows, whatever, command windows. So I'm going to copy this link. I'm going to paste the link actually, and go do on both of them, because all my files that I need to execute are there. So I'm pasting this, and now I'm into this directory right here. So start the Python script. This is the Python script that is going to run, and it's going to control your Pi GPIOs or relays or whatever. So to start this, you type in Python 3 space IoT.py. Oh, I'm sorry, misspelled IoT.py, and it's going to start this, and you should see something like this. If you don't see any errors, you see only these lines right there, that means you're good, you're running. So now this step is important, because once you run the ngrok, this program, you're going to need to copy a URL that is going to generate. And this is what I was talking about, that it's a pain in the neck, because every time you stop, it's going to give you a new URL, and your if templates won't work, and then you have to go and update them to be able to control your relays. So this command /ngrok http, it's a space, ngrok space http. I'm going to say the port that I want to use is 5000 here, internal port. You can see it. This is where by default Python Flash server starts on. So I'm going to give that port 5000. You can explicitly use a different port, it doesn't matter. And I'm going to say enter. So now it's going to start, and it's going to show you this on the console. And what you need to do is you need to copy this if any case you stop and restart this URL is going to change. Because it's a free version, it changes. If you get a paid version, it works. I mean, it stays static, so you don't have to worry about changing it. But you need this link right there, this one. And you copy it somewhere, because we're going to need it to set up our templates. So now this basically takes care of setting up your Pi. You're all set. You don't have to do anything else over here. All the stuff you needed to set up, it's all done. So let's go ahead and create templates on the IFT. So you need to make sure when you go to IFT site, make sure your account is linked and you're logged in. And I already created a couple of templates here to test this out, but we're going to be creating 4 templates total. So I already created 2. I'm going to create 2 more to show you how to do this. So if you go to back to the GitHub program, you already have it downloaded on your Pi also, so you don't have to come back here. But here are the commands that you need to use. So basically, I already created the demo light 2 templates. I need to create 2 for the bedroom fan. So just show you, because we have 2 relays, so I want to control both of them, and it shows you how to set up the template also. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say new template, if this. So here I'm going to type in Google and select Google Assistant and say a simple phrase. And here I'm going to type in because I need to create the template for the bedroom fan. So I'm going to say and click create trigger. And here I'm going to say type in webhook, select webhook, and here, and then you remember the URL you copied, this URL right there, that's what you need to put it in here. So if it changes, you go ahead and change it here. And next you say post JSON, and you copy this. So I have the state true and false. True means on, false means off. So I'm going to paste that here, create action, and I'm finished. So my template is created. So now I need to do the same thing to turn off the bedroom fan. So I'm going to create new applet, this Google Assistant, simple phrase. I want to say turn off bedroom fan, create trigger, look for webhook, select webhook, paste the same URL, post method, content type application JSON, and the body would be this. Create action, and you're done. I think I messed up on the turn on one. I put it in the thing. I don't know if it's gonna work or not. Bedroom, yeah, we can fix that. And we're done here. So okay, so what we're going to do now, we're gonna hook up our relay with our Pi 3, and here's the diagram. So let's see if we can hook this up. So what I'm going to do is grab my 2-channel relay, and I don't know if this is clear enough. If you guys can see, I have the VCC, the first pin, The second one is the first channel signal pin, and then the second one and the third one is a second channel signal pin, and this is the ground. So I'm going to grab these female to female breadboard wires, and I'm going to connect these to the relay. So in my case, the green is going to be positive, gray is going to be negative, and then channel 1, channel 2. And green ones I'm going to put in the ground, and the gray one goes into, the green one goes into the green one goes into the 5 volt, and the gray one goes into the ground. So it leaves the two two signal wires. So I'm going to connect these to GPIO 16 and 18. So I believe it's this one and this one. I'll find out in a minute. Let me count how many there are. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. I think that's one. 8 and 9. And you can hear the relay clicking. Yeah, 8 and 9. So basically, pin 8, pin 9, if you count from the top, this is GPIO 16, and this is GPIO 18. So now I'm gonna bring in my trusty little Google Home Mini. Let me see if you guys can see everything here. And then we're gonna be using this. So now, if I give a command, these relays supposed to work, but they don't. So let me show you what I mean doing that. So you can see the green light is for the power, so the board is powered on, and this is for each channel if the channel is relay is on or off. So right now relay is on. So what I'm going to do is going to go back to my Pi and look at the console at the same time and see if I can give a command here. And keep an eye on these two LEDs. So keep an eye on the Pi console. So when I'm going to give a command, you're going to see this right here going to 1, 2, 3 count. For some reason, if you give it a command and it doesn't work, that means there's an issue between your setup and the Pi. I know this is not going to work, so but I just want to make sure. I'm going to show you how you can check that if there's an issue or a command is successful or not as far as the Pi goes. So that means there's something wrong here. Okay, Google, turn off bedroom fan.
Okay, performing action.
Okay, Google, turn on bedroom fan.
Okay, performing action.
So as you can see, I tried different commands, and I'm expecting the channel 2 relay to go on and off, so it's not. So what I did is, this is what I come up with, the solution, easy solution. So as you can see on I gave a command and it went through and it gives you 200 okay. So if that is correct, you see this right there, that means your Pi setup is working the way it's supposed to do. But because these relays are active low, and basically on the other relays, when you give positive, you send positive signal to the signal pins, they turn on. When you send a negative, it turns off. But in this, it's the other way around. When you send a negative, it turns on. When you send positive, it turns off. So it doesn't work. So I try to find a simple solution that anybody could do. It doesn't require a lot of work. I mean, there are multiple ways of handling this, but I found a very, very simple solution to it. So let me show you what I did. So since I cannot control these relays, turn on and off, so this is what I did. I use any 2N2222 or 2N3904 transistors. I use them as a switch, and when I put them in, hook them up this way, they work like a charm. I can control both relays, so that's not an issue. So I already did 2 of these. I'm not sure I'm gonna hook up both relays or not. So I'm going to go ahead and connect this, and you'll see I will be able to control this second channel on this, and we can use either one of the transistors, and just to demonstrate this. So what I'm going to do is take the base of the transistor and hook up to the signal. So I'm going to take the second one out and put the base of the transistor there, and the orange one is going to the collector, I believe. Yes. So that I'm gonna ground it, and it's right next to here. And now I'm going to connect this to the actual relay. So I'm gonna give a command. Let's see what happens. Okay Google, turn on bedroom fan.
Okay, performing action.
Okay Google, turn off bedroom fan.
Okay, performing action.
So you see it did go off. Okay Google, turn on bedroom fan.
Okay, performing action.
So as you can see, this LED is going on and off. This is channel 2, but I still cannot control. Actually, I have to go ahead and update the applets for that new URL that is generated. So this way we can test that out too. So I think I already updated this one, but let me just double check. So you go in here and your already created applet, you change this to your new URL, and it was already updated. I think I just pasted it in. This one is not updated, I know for sure. So you edit that, and you go in here and you see this is the old URL. I'm going to paste the new one. I'm going to save it, and so basically here are the 4 applets. You need one applet for turning on, the other one for off, for each of the devices, and this is how you set them up. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can control the first channel relay on this. Okay Google, turn on demo light.
Okay, performing action.
As you can see, on the console, on the Pi, the commands are coming through and they're successful, but this light is not working because the way it is set up. So if I take the same, this is a different transistor. I think one of them is a 2N222 and the other one is whatever it is. I don't remember the exact. So I'm going to hook the same way this one up, and you guys will see that it's going to work in the same manner. Turn off demo light.
Okay, performing action.
As you can see now, I'm able to control the first channel also. Okay Google, turn on demo light.
Okay, performing action.
So now, so go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and hook up a light bulb, because a lot of people are asking how to hook up the actual light bulbs and stuff with this setup. So okay guys, I'm back. I hooked up the channel 1 to this light bulb. So basically this is hooked up to the cord. The hot wire is coming from the cord going in to the center pole, and then the wire is coming from the bottom pole and going into the bulb, and this goes back to the straight into the plug. So let's test it out. Okay Google, turn on demo light.
Okay, performing action.
Okay Google, turn off demo light.
Okay, performing action.
Okay, so we're going to hook up our solid state relay. This is a 2 amp solid state relay. And then I'm going to need to hook it up. And so it has 3 poles on one side and the 2 poles on the other side. So the 3 poles is where you hook it up to your Pi, and the other side is where you put in your mains. Okay Google, turn on demo light.
Okay, performing action.
Okay Google, turn off demo light.
Okay, performing action.
So as you can guys see, that I hooked up a solid state relay. So there are 3 pins. They're coming out right here. Let me see if we can focus in. The first one is the channel signal, or the channel control signal. This middle one is a ground, and then the third one is positive. I hooked up the positive pin to the second pin on the top row and the negative to the third one, and the GPIO 16th. I'm not sure, you can see it on the diagram what number the pin is. And these 3 pins are hooked up. On the other side, I have the light bulb, the hot wire coming through, and it's connecting to the pole on the one side, and then the other side the wire is going into the bulb itself, and the ground is going straight from there to the plug. So it's pretty easy to hook up these relays. I mean, almost a similar fashion. The only difference is on a solid state relay, you don't have 3 poles like the manual relay. You have only 2, on or off. Here you can do is, even if the code, the default state is on, you can use the other pole to make it off on the default state without changing the code. You can't do the same thing on the solid state relay. So I guess this is it for this tutorial. I've been working on a lot of other tutorials, and I'm trying to get them to have them completed for you guys, make it simple and easy so you guys can follow it. So I got like 5 tutorials are almost ready, and look forward to another tutorial on the 4-way switch without using the current meter. A lot of people asking for that, so I'll be doing that soon. So until next time, bye.